Hello, welcome back to Life Enrichment with Hank Ballinger. Today we're going to talk about the idea that money has no value. Now I know that may seem odd on the surface, and it may seem a little odd compared to the average thinking, and especially the American, because in America we have to get that money a little bit more. Got to get that money because it helps us go on vacation. It helps us buy that new car, that big house. It helps us buy all our clothes and just all the stuff that we want. And we look at money and we think money has an amazing intrinsic value, but literally money has no value. We'll get into that here in just a minute, but before we get into that, I'd like to say again, thank you to those who watch the channel. We appreciate that. If you can, hit that like button. I know about 90% of people that watch videos never hit the like button or the subscribe. So if you could hit that like and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. If you would encourage others, share it on Facebook. The idea, again, for this channel is to help the average person get out of the rat race, to be able to get them to where they can control life, to where they have a control and they have freedom to do with their life as they want. So that's a great goal, and please help us to help others in that endeavor. We appreciate it. Again, money has no value. That seems like an odd saying, but I want to illustrate this with two guys on two different islands. First of all, guy on island number one. Now, I got this illustration. I forget if it was George Gammon or Jason Hartman, one of those guys I listen to all the time. But anyways, it's a great illustration. So you got guy number one on this island. Okay, here he is. He's a beautiful island. You got this beautiful, amazing coastline. You got amazing water. And he's on this island. But if you notice, this guy is not very happy. Look at his sad face. He is not happy. Why? He's got a beautiful island, beautiful water. He's got his palm tree here. Look here. He has a chest of gold. And he has, look here, $1 billion. Now, who wouldn't be happy with $1 billion? But guy on island number one has nothing else. No home, no other people, no car. He has nothing else. No food, no clothes, other than just himself on an island. That's it. But he is a billionaire. He has $1 billion worth of gold. But wouldn't you think he would be happy? He's a billionaire. He's sad. See, the idea here is the fact that you can have all the money you want, but if you can't spend the money, it has no value. You have to be able to use it to buy stuff. That's where it gets its value. Or in our minds, we think the money has the value. It's actually the stuff we spend the money on. Now, if you remember, I've talked several times on this channel that money really has no value. It actually is a debt. Meaning, let's say I work for a week, and in that week, let's just say I earn $100. So I take my $100 and I hold that $100 up and I say, hey, society, hey, world, you owe me $100 worth of goods and services because I have this IOU. That's all money is. It's a debt. That's all money is. It's a debt. So when I have a $100 bill, I hold it up to society and say, hey, you owe me. I have that debt. I hold the $100 bill, which says society owes me that. So it's a $100 debt on society. They owe me that $100 worth of goods and services. So this guy's got $1 billion worth of gold, but he has nothing to spend it on. Therefore, it has no value. Now, let's look at guy number two. He's on a different island. Look how happy he is. He is tickled to death, but look at how much money he has. He is broke, yet he has friends. and he has a home. He probably has a good job that he can maybe buy the stuff that he wants, but right now he's broke. But look at him, he's happy because he has stuff. See, it's not the money that makes you wealthy. It's the things you can buy with the money. So let's look at what we need to buy with that money. Now remember, money has no value. Money is not where the value is. It's in the stuff that you can buy. So let's look at how we need to treat money. Let's look at this. First of all, there are some items that are what's called negative equity items. Now, let's say when I bought a t-shirt. Let's say I buy a t-shirt, and let's say I pay $20 for that t-shirt. Okay, so I've got a t-shirt, but let's say I start wearing that t-shirt out when I'm mowing the yard. And I kind of get some grass and some grass stain on it, get it a little dirty, and maybe I change oil in the car and I get some oil on it, wipe my hands on it, and it's real dirty. Now what's the value of that t-shirt? It has gone down in value. It's probably gone from $20 to now probably nobody even give me 50 cents for it. So it's lost almost the whole value of what it initially costs. It's gone from 20 to 0. That's a negative equity item. It goes down in value. Now let's look at some other negative equity items. When you buy a car and you drive that rascal off the lot, maybe you pay $20,000 for it. They say you lose about a quarter of the value of it the first year, and pretty good amount the second year. So in the first 2 years, close to half, depending on what kind of car and how you treat it, how many miles. So that's a negative equity item. It's going down in value from the day that you buy it. What about a really nice watch? A lot of them, unless they're really nice, they go down in value. Jewelry, clothes, vacation. You spend a lot on that vacation, but once you get back home off that vacation, what's the value in that vacation? Has no value. Memories, it's fun, it's great, but it has no intrinsic value. So all that money you spent on it, not that it's wasted, but it is fun. So it has some value here and some value here, but not as far as dollar amount. It has gone down in value. You spent money and you have no return on that money. Now, let me throw out another negative equity item here that a lot of people got really mad at Robert Kiyosaki back in the 90s when he said this. He said your home is a liability, not an asset. And he is exactly right. He is exactly right. Let me show you this. Let's say your home cost $100,000. That's a good round number. So let's say your home cost $100,000. So you go down to the bank and you say, hey, I want to borrow the $100,000 to buy that home. And they say, well, you got to put $20,000 down. So you put $20,000 down. The bank gives you $80,000. You pay them that $80,000 back over 30 years, because you can do that in America, not many other places. So you pay them that $80,000 back over 30 years. You're going to end up paying them almost double that 80. So you're going to end up paying about $160,000 to the bank. So let's say you pay the $160,000 back to the bank, but then also you're going to pay taxes every year. You're going to pay insurance every month. You're going to pay utilities every month, and all the upkeep. Now, some people say, yeah, but my house builds equity. Your house will not build equity faster than the amount of money you put into it. When you consider the debt service and the interest and the taxes, the insurance, the utilities, and all the maintenance, it won't go up that much. So in essence, your house is a negative equity item. Okay? What is a positive equity item? A positive equity item is something that you buy that it gives you more money each month than it costs you. That's it, plain and simple. If it brings you more money each month than what it costs you, then that's a positive equity item. Generally, real estate, income producing property, is positive equity items. So let's say I buy an apartment complex, apartment building, and I'm I'm making, let's say, $10,000 a month, but I'm spending $8,000 a month on the debt service, taxes, insurance, garbage, maintenance. I'm spending $8,000, but I'm making $10,000. I'm making $2,000 a month positive cash flow. That is a positive equity item. It's going up. Plus, it's going up in value with appreciation. I'm getting depreciation every year when I write that thing off. And come April, when I do my taxes, I'm writing it off and depreciating it out. Oddly enough, it's fair and it's legal. You depreciate out, and in one way it looks like it's going down in value, and when you go to the bank and you raise rents, it looks like it's going up in value, and it's all legal. That's just how great of an asset class that real estate is. So real estate is a positive equity item most of the time. Now let's say I had an apartment building, and because I maybe had to put a roof on it one month, let's say it's been a positive equity item for a year. But then one month I have to put a roof on, then I have a water heater go out, and then I have an HVAC system go out. That month, that building may be a liability if it took more to run it that month, or if it cost me more than it made that month, that building was a liability. We're just calling things what they are. If they're a liability, let's call them a liability. If they're an asset, let's call them an asset. An asset is a positive equity. A liability is a negative equity item. Now, why do I put so much value in real estate? I don't put any value in money. I say the value is in the real estate. Why do I say that? When you go down to your bank, you know why they will give you a home loan? A lot faster than they will an automobile loan, or a loan to start up your own pizzeria that's a pizza that you've come up with your own secret ingredients, or a hamburger joint that you're fixing the best hamburger known to man in the history of time, and you fix the best hamburger, and you go down and you say, hey, I want to start my own joint. Everybody says I have the best burgers. They say, no, we won't give you that money. You say, well, I only need $50,000. They say, no, we're not going to do it. You say, okay, well, I need $4 million to start a McDonald's, and they say, okay. They wouldn't loan you the $50,000 for yours, but they would loan you the $4 million for McDonald's. Why? Because the system is proven, and they look at the value of the property, the real estate. See, banks, primary banks, look at value in real estate. They look at the value in real estate. The secondary banks or secondary market, the big banks, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Countrywide, a lot of these bigger banks, when they look at real estate, they see a great value in real estate. They will loan against real estate. Now, they generally, the bigger banks, they're called GSIBs, Global Systemically Important Banks. These big banks, they generally do the big deals in the big cities, the skyscrapers, the multi-billion-dollar business that goes on worldwide. They're doing the big deals, but they see a lot of value in real estate. The stock market. Now, for those of you who invest in stock market, and you maybe invest in stock market through a 401k or a 403 or a SEP or a Roth IRA or a factory pension, if there's very few of those still left, but if you still have one of those, your factory pension that you're putting money into, that company is investing probably in mutual funds at some point. Well, some of that is going into the stock market in what's called mortgage-backed securities. And what mortgage-backed securities have backing them to give them value is real estate. Most people, if you have a 401, 403, sometime or another, some of that money that you're investing in is going to mortgage-backed securities because people value real estate. Stock market values real estate very much. Derivatives market, which is a big market, values real estate very much. Mortgage-backed securities again. Wealthy people, they love real estate. A fellow by the name of Aristotle Onassis back in the mid-1900s who became a billionaire in shipping. He said this. He said 93 to 95% of people will always, have always, and will always either attain their wealth in real estate or maintain their wealth in real estate. Maybe they become wealthy by something else, but as they become wealthy, if they want to stay wealthy, they will invest in real estate. So wealthy people see value in real estate. Sellers, buyers of real estate see the value in it. Every government in the world sees value in real estate. Everybody that's in the know, that has anything to do with money, sees value in real estate. Now, I love what Jason Hartman says. He's a guy you can watch on YouTube. Great guy, has a lot of really good information. He says this: real estate is the best asset class of all time. He is not wrong. So listen, those of you who have money, I would encourage you. I do not give financial advice. I give financial information. Whatever you do with it, that's up to you. Hope you make a lot of money, but use that money, convert it into real estate. You can become redneck rich. See you on the next video.